My name is Laura Maggino, and I am a general and pancreatic surgeon from Italy. I completed my residency at the Unit of General and Pancreatic Surgery of the University of Verona, where I later achieved my PhD in Health and Life Sciences. And during my training, I also spent 1 year as a research fellow at the University of Pennsylvania and obtained a master's degree in biostatistics. My research interest is mainly focused on the pancreas, so particularly pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma, but also cystic neoplasms and surgical outcomes of pancreatectomy. So I've always been passionate about clinical research and writing, but although I have reviewed many manuscripts and written several papers myself, I have always been curious about the process behind that submit bottom. So I think it is that curiosity around the editorial process that attracted me to this position. I am an active member of several surgical and pancreatic societies and boards. And I also recently became mentor of Pancreas 2000, which is the official postgraduate course of the European Pancreas Club. So I think like my background really provided a substrate of critical thinking, which I find is really important to be an editor assistant, and also open-mindedness, like being able to adjust to change and to different perspectives. I think this is the most important thing. So I basically loved everything about this year as editor assistant. I think this position really gave me the opportunity to get a grasp of the editorial world at many levels. So first, you see how manuscripts are handled, like how decisions are taken on whether to accept or reject a paper, how reviewers' comments are interpreted and acted upon. And this was, like, for me, it was really interesting. And then second, you are trained on how to edit papers to help them reach their best possible version for publication. And personally, I really enjoyed this task, which I didn't even think it was an editor's job before this experience. And then, of course, by attending editorial meetings, both online and in person, you get a sense of the vision behind a journal. So why a journal does what it does. And this was really fascinating. And then, of course, on the personal side, you get to know a lot of interesting people. So there's this community of experts who are not only super skilled, of course, but they're also passionate and welcoming. And I really had the feeling that they cared about what I had to say and that they wanted to help me grow. So, and this was really an amazing part of being an editor assistant. As I was saying, I really loved the editing task. And during my rotation at the BJS Open, I had the chance to work under the supervision of Ville Salinen, the editor-in-chief, and we really edited manuscripts together. And this was an incredibly enriching experience for me, and I loved it. This is an easy one. So my message for all the people interested in the position is to go for it because this is amazing. So I think being an editor assistant not only gives you the chance to understand the publishing words, but also connects you with really inspiring people. And the other thing I wanted to say is that it might not always be a straight path. Like for me, this was my third attempt of getting the position. So even if you don't succeed the first time or even the second time, my recommendation is to keep trying, because if you think this is the right opportunity for you, don't give up. and I can guarantee it is worth the effort. So the first time as I applied, I was a resident, and I think I respected the British Journal of Surgery. I saw it as a go-to journal for my papers. And then I saw they were looking for editor assistants, and I just tried because, but I wasn't really sure what it was. So I was kind of really young at the time. But then the second time I applied, I was already in my PhD. So I had like a more mature sense of what I wanted. And I felt like, oh, I mean, this would be the perfect step in becoming an academic surgeon, because I really need to get more training on publishing, not only writing papers, but also understanding how you get your paper published and how you present it in the best way to the editor. And then, so the second time I was rejected, but they wrote me a nice email saying that my application was really interesting. And so maybe I wanted to try next year. And so the next year, first thing I did when I saw the application out again was trying again. Of course, I updated it. And in the meanwhile, I was also trying to bridge the gaps in my applications. Like, for example, I hadn't reviewed that much for the BJS and BJS Open, so I tried to do it. I hadn't published that much in those journals, so I tried to do it. And that's how, I mean, in the end, it ended up good. So first thing is skills. So there's a core of skills that I acquired through training with the editors and editor-in-chief during the year. And the second thing is also self-confidence, like having the courage and the strength to speak up during meetings and to say my mind, even when I'm talking to much more experienced people, because I have seen that my opinions matter to them. And I mean, in the end, also what I'm bringing home for this whole year is also, I mean, a network of people I know and people who care about me, and I care about them. And I hope this is gonna stay even after this year. So this is gonna remain as a gift from this position. So my dream is to become an academic surgeon. So I hope that this experience is gonna be like the first step in pushing my dream career. And I also hope that I'm gonna stay, like I'm gonna keep working in the editorial world, because I really loved it. So I really think this is for me. So I think this whole year reinforced my willingness to go into academic surgery, and also gave me more confidence and more skills to get this dream to come true.